Okay, so we have a weekend where we can get a discount on crew training, so I'm going to be doing that. And while I am getting ready, I'm going to take a booster. So here in the 7-Eleven, they have these like energy boosters. I can't remember what it was called in the United States, like 5-hour energy. They really work. I actually had success when I would drive a long distance and I didn't feel good. I would try it and it worked. Not for long. Actually it did. It would work for a decent period of time. I just gotta get this open. I don't have the energy to open it. Man, it's gonna take forever to open. So because we have the crew training discount, I have a lot of tanks that don't have any crew. I'm going to be training some crew for a bunch of new tanks. They're all going to be low tier tanks. And my advice is don't pay the gold first. First you want to try doing it for silver. And if you get a good number, then you don't pay the gold. And if you get a bad number, then you pay the gold. I'm about to get boosted. Wow, that was amazing. I feel the energy already. I'm very disappointed today. I went to go buy some Diet Coke and it was flat. Okay, so basically what I did here is I chose all my tier 5 tanks. And we don't have to worry so much about the premium tanks, but this one, okay, he actually has a crew. Sometimes I have a crew that's kind of sitting in a tank with nothing to do. Gonna check to see the primary label, as it's called, checking to see who has a gun mark and who doesn't. My advice, work on the first gun marks first. Okay, so it's the P43 is the first one here. Work on the first gun marks. It's optimal for your crew. He might have an issue with a crew member. Yeah, see over here how they're at 94%. But because we've got the ×3, I'm going to play for the ×3 instead. I'm pretty sure he's got a crew. Yeah, look at this. These guys are at 90%, 88%, 89%. He doesn't have a dude over here. So this is Poland. But the issue with Poland is that we've got 2 trees, heavies and mediums. I don't want to have so many crew members that they don't have any stuffs to place in. Poland. Here's the other crew. So I'm going to be playing these tanks first. We're going to get these crews leveled up a little bit. Yeah, this tank hasn't played a game yet. You see all the zeros? Or as my father would say, zero. He does not have 6th sense, so I'm going to use a directive for 6th sense. And look, I've got 242. There we go. First, we're going to play one game. We're going to see how it goes up from 95. Okay, so starting out a little late. When you play with encounter mode, you got to play with a little bit of a different strategy. Some maps, such as Berlin and this one, the encounter modes are well defended, so you have to go to the encounter base, which is the white cap at the start of the game. This is an encounter, so we're going to be going straight into the middle area. Because I am getting there a little late, might have to fight my way through. And see all the issues with the ping and the latency. I'm going to use the auto aim as I drive out of here. That was a good game. I was in the bathroom. That's why I started late. I'm not going to tell you what I was doing. Just telling you the location in the hotel room that I was in. I'm going to get an estimate, see if I can improve the ping time. Three minutes left. Uploading videos. Had a few good games. You know, it wasn't an amazing week or anything. I had a 4,000 spot game that got me the mark of excellence for the HWK 30, so I'm not going to be playing that one anymore for a while. This vehicle is the DS Panzer. This is a Polish Tier 5 medium tank. The map is Studzianki. I guess I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to snipe into the town in the south. You know, you could do it from these bushes over here. You could go over here, break down the wall. Mobility is nothing special. A little bit slow to turn. A lot of lag and latency. Take my hand off the keyboard and it's still moving. Nobody went to the south. What a bunch of geniuses we got on the team. Oh, sorry. I'm going to go to the south. There's too many of us over here. And the reason why I'm going to the south is because I'm going to try and get spot damage. Assuming that there's enemy tanks there, of course. And nobody went up over here on that little ridge. There's a tank out in the open. There's two of them out in the open. Out of my spot range, so. It's not dangerous to drive through here. There's tons of buildings. You know, if you get spotted, you hide behind a building. It's not difficult. Look at that house fire. They're actually, the house isn't actually on fire. They're just cooking. They're having a barbecue. Okay, so we want to stay around buildings, right? But we don't want to be where the enemy can shoot us. So we have to judge all those things, right? So what I'm saying is, I was running away from those guys, but I don't want to go to another location. I don't want to go over here where I'm going to get spotted and the enemy's going to snipe at me, and then I'm going to have a sad day. I don't want any of that. Got 0 damage. Maybe I'll see if I can park up here. This would be a great spot. There's quite a bit of cover over here. Looks like I made it just in the nick of time. Obviously, I want to see more. I want to see more, but I also want to be fairly safe. Spotted. I'm going to head for the houses. Obviously, his chaffy friend is coming after me. Come on, guys. We have no sniper support over here. Yes, I'd say that didn't work out. Because, see, my team is gone. That's too bad. DS Panzer. He needs this ×3 because his crew is a little low. So I'm going to hit that. And then we'll put him into this vehicle to level up the crew with the ×3 also. And his crew is also... Oh, no, they are at 100%. Huh, that's weird. I'm going to put the natural cover with the auto resupply. I don't have a lot, but why not have better camo? I mean, if it should make a difference. Cliff. This vehicle is a T1 heavy. This is an American Tier 5 heavy tank. The map is Cliff. I've always liked this tank. I don't remember if I had good games with it or anything, but if you've got a good engine on it, you know, I think it's a fun tank to play. I wish I owned one of these. That would be nice. This might be a vehicle that has a derp gun. It might have a lot of guns available. I'm going to have to go through and check. Because for the gun marks, it might be better to get the derp gun and use gold rounds. See, I don't have any. 128 is pretty good for Tier 5. If I could make it that way, that would be really good for me. There's obviously a vehicle right in front of me that I got to worry about. Where that T-67 is actually a nice spot. Oh, I just missed him. Wasn't sure where he was. Yeah, but this is easy to counter. I mean, I just got to go this way a little bit. What's he going to do? Okay, so I guess he didn't go down. He was still up there. But where he's playing is a nice position. In order to have good games, you really can't take chances like that. You really got to play way more conservatively and hide in the back. But I don't care about it that much now, but next year I'm going to have to really try harder. I've improved a lot this year. I've been a lot more conservative driving around in order to improve the game. Because of ranked battles and things like that. If you don't play better, you can't advance, so. One of the things I'm doing with the re-rolls is I'm re-rolling in order to try and get the crew books. Looking at my website. Trying to see what video is live right now. This vehicle is a DS Panzer. This is a Polish Tier 5 medium tank. The map is Fjords. I have a pretty good strategy for this map, so I'm hoping that I have a pretty good game. It is a Tier 5 tank up against Tier 6 tanks. Usually I come over here and spot from here, do a little sniping. I'm going to probably advance to the next location. You see my allies turning around or they're not playing. Look at that. Look at that. This is a type of thing, you know. If I went to the spotting position over there, I would have been there all by myself. The enemy would have killed me. So that's why I didn't go. I wanted to see what my allies did first. So we're just going to blind fire. And we meaning I. Going to switch to the high explosive rounds. That's weird. There was no splash. I'm going to try over here again. There's a KV-2 in the south. I don't know if there was a splash or not. Somebody turned over. Yeah, it's splashing. I'm just going to fire all of my HE rounds. Wow, somebody took somebody out. KV-2 actually has a weak turret. I penetrated easily. I have no gold rounds. One SPG in the game. I'm going to get over here where the rock is. You know, I really think if you're firing HE, you should get stun damage when you fire HE at a tank. Hey, I caused damage. I shot under my ally and caused damage. So I damaged that KV-2 by shooting under my ally. If I had gotten that kill, that would have been amazing. That would have been the shot of the year. Ah. I'm going to use my super speed. I'm going to have to go in front of him. You know what? I didn't have to go in front of him. See how he's turning his gun around? How dumb that is? You don't want to do things like that. Because he's just asking for my allies to shoot at him. He's got 2 tanks in front of him. And one of which had low hit points. 708 damage, it's pretty good. See if there's a vehicle over here that I can spot. Yeah, right there. Happy birthday! welcome. Got 119 ramming damage. So I got around 260 damage total on that M4. I know it's not a lot, but... Wow, he nailed that Valiant. He must have taken like 700 hit points from him. F you, man. Come on. Fool man. Full man. Full man. There's a chance that the Jackson is at the base. Come on. I have a lot of hit points, so I'm going to go in prioritizing, kill. Probably not going to get it. Oh man, I really screwed up. That sticky way. If I had gone that way, I considered going that way. If I had, I would have had the grill. Sounds like he's gone. Well, we're going to go that way now. We're going to ram the... No, I guess we're not. By we, I mean I. That's a cute little trick. You can go up towards the north and then come around and go back and outwit your opponent. Stand as one. I'm probably going to leave the platoon. This is going to be really good for the team. It's going to bring up my crew a lot. 1,100 damage. DSPZINZ. Just deleting some files. Oh, I was going to post something onto a website. So I'm just going to post it real quick. In this case, I'm going to wait until I research the complete amount before I get the buggy. I have all of the blueprints, but the issue is I don't want to waste them. And I'm going to be working on the gun marks anyway. See, it's at 4.7%. This one's at 51. This might be the first day I've played that tank. This woman nearby makes amazing fried chicken. So here in the Philippines, people sell food out of their homes. And what they do is they put like a little table in front of their house and they put all the food. And they probably cook it in their kitchen and they bring the food out. And the food's really cheap. It's actually like 60 cents for every piece of chicken, but you get like the leg and the thigh. And oh, it's so good. It's really good. And they get up at 4 a.m. They start serving. One day, this was like a year ago, they didn't, before they had the table, like now they have a picnic table. Before they had that, they didn't have it. They just had a little booth. So there was no place to sit. They let me sit in their garage, and they bring me into the garage. I'll tell the story once. Okay, I'm going to start it now. This is the T1 Heavy. This is an American Tier 5 heavy tank. The map is whatever it is. I don't know what it is. Malinovka, it's called. So I was telling the story about a year ago. Here in the Philippines, people make food in their homes, and then they put a table outside their house, and they serve the food, and it's really cheap. It's cheaper than Burger King. So one day I was there, and they didn't have a place to sit. They didn't have any chairs. They didn't have a table. And they said, oh, you can eat in the garage. And I went into their garage, and there was a table with one chair. And we're talking like cafe table, not restaurant table. And the car was in the garage. And there was an old man sitting at the table. And he got up so that I could sit at the table. And I sat in this family's garage with this old man watching me, eating food. I remember what I ate. It was probably eggs. Yeah, they used to make egg sandwiches. But now they've improved. Now they've got, it's not a picnic table, but they've got it set up like a picnic table. And they've got a better selection of food. It's not just eggs anymore. Not just eggs. That's actually their slogan. It's not just eggs anymore. That's the name of their stand. Little bit of lag. Wang Chung tonight. You know, I was all excited about this T6 medium, but because it's tier 4 and you can't get the gun marks, it's not on my list of tanks I ever want to play ever in my life. No, I have no interest in playing it right now. Effing bastard. We're going to take care of this ARL. We want him out of the game. I mean her. I don't have to do what I'm doing. I could do this instead. Just as nasty for her. I think they were ganging up on me. I could have stayed in the game if I wanted to. What I could have done was dove over the side. Just happy and excited. I got to stop goofing around. I say it every game. I'm going to stop goofing around. I'm going to start taking the game more seriously. I just can't wait to eat. "9:40 a.m. I run a news site, so it says here that there's a hurricane in Louisiana. There's a canceled debate. says over here they're talking about flagging accounts if you declare early victory in an election. It's really dumb because technically the election isn't over until the Electoral College. I mean, when is it officially over? Usually the media calls it. I know that made no sense to you. This is the KV-1. This is a Russian Tier 5 heavy tank. The map is mine. So I'm going to tell a little election story. In 2016, I knew the winner of the election before everybody else did. And the reason why is because on the New York Times website, they have a section that has the real-time polling data. That means that when people go to vote, the votes are tabulated and they close down the polling center. And then they report it to like a polling commission or something for the state. And then the New York Times has a website where you can see all that data. And it's the same that the news media has access to. But the news media, they lie. The news media withholds the data because they have, they're biased. So what I do is I go look at the data and I use the electoral map websites and I create my own map. And when 50% of the polling data is in, it's not very useful. But once the numbers get higher, once it gets up to like 95%, it's really easy to tell if it's not a close race. So, like, I remember it was 8 o'clock, and I said, okay, I know who won. You know what I mean? It was 8 p.m., and I could predict the winner just by using the real-time polling data. So what I'm saying is you should do the same if you want to get accurate facts. Because the media lies. The media declared the wrong person. Because they wanted her to win. I'm not going to say who she was. So they're trying to make people think, oh, she's going to win, so we shouldn't vote for our candidate or something like. Who knows? You see, I could use gold rounds, but I don't. And Anakim would be using gold rounds right now. I did all that with regular rounds. I did take some hits. Got hit 4 times. And they call themselves better players. So the T1 Heavy is out of the game, obviously. We got to track this guy. I'll probably get the shot in before he does. Scores 3 to 4. I got 1,300 damage. That's pretty good. That's why you should not judge players by win rate or stats. They're padding when they just fire gold rounds. I know when to fire gold rounds and when to fire regular rounds. No, everybody knows when. Just a stat pattern. They hate it when I call them stat patterns. They get really angry. They're so protective of their stat padding. So as you can imagine, this is where I play this vehicle. This is where I play. Where you see me playing is where I play when I play on this map. And you can play light tanks, medium tanks, tank destroyers. You play them all right here. And this is what you have to know. Keep far enough away from these bushes and use this house to block anybody that's up here on the slope. And if you in severe danger, go down, and that's it. That's what you need to know about this position. Better have recorded that. I think it was 1,400 damage, right? Yeah, well, we don't know. Wait a second, I put T1 heavy, but that was KV1, right? Yeah, that was a KV1. You want to take advantage of the 3 times bonus as much as possible, so I'm not going to be playing any tank that I don't get a 3 times bonus in. In fact, I might quit the game altogether. The 3 times bonus is going to be really good for my crew. He should have a crew, except for the radio operator. M46 Patton. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to train this guy for the current vehicle, and I'm going to put him at 90%. We'll see what he goes up to when I train him. And look what happened. He went up to 100%. So you don't have to pay the 100%. I paid $20,000 and I got him at 100%. Isn't that awesome? $1,500 damage. I want to make sure it's accurate. I'm checking out the penetration to see if the derp gun is worth it. This is 177 and 128. It's a little bit low. Might as well get the extra concealment. I like to hide. Gotta wait a half an hour for the reroll. I'll probably complete the mission before I get there. I'm going to ask them to add a feature. You know how you got the 3 daily missions? I'm going to ask them to make a 4th. And watch, I bet you they'll do it. You just got to, pitch it the right way. My idea is, when they have the weekends with the 3 times bonus, put in a 4th mission. And it's just one of those benefits. The reason why they do the 3 times bonus on the weekend is because they have to compete with other games like War Thunder. So that's why they do the bonuses. They don't want you going and playing Armored Warfare. All the games do the same thing. So all those little bonuses to compete against the other game companies are always a good idea. I'm going to head out this way somewhere. I used to always go to the bridge. This is the M4A1. This is a America tier 5th medium tank. The map is Redshire. It's Mr. Redshire. So my old playstyle, see what just happened? My old playstyle was always to go to the bridge over here and hide in the bushes and snipe at the tanks that cross over. But it was hard to spot and snipe. But, you know, they added a lot of bushes now. So you see the M5 is doing it. So you can kind of pull it off now. So we're going to see if we can hit some tanks. They show up over there. Nobody showed up. Got a bunch of snipers over here. Let's see if we can spot the tanks that cross over. Okay, so we've got this tank over here, the Sav. So now we know if you don't go past the house, you can still hit up on the ridge over here. This is not the best way to spot over here. We don't have a lot of choice. Just going to do the best I can. How did that guy get spotted? He's real close to me, within 2 meters, so I got to stay back a little bit. I'm going to wait for the M5 to show up, and if he attacks, I attack. See what he's doing? He's going around getting behind. And we want to focus on, obviously, the Hetzer, because his tank is ugly. And in this case, you know, ram and shoot. Yeah, I guess I destroyed him by ramming. Auto aim. So I can drive. Oh, nice. It says the Hetzer destroyed him. Oh, we got another buddy over there. I love Hetzers. Keep them alive. Look at all the red dots over here. So we should make a run for the SPG. You know what? It's a low-value target because there's only one. Want to get low? It'll be harder for the enemy to go after us if we get low. And I'm talking about that Su-85. It looks like he hit me. He hit me one time. If he hit me twice, it only damaged once. And he's low on hit points. I'm going to use the house to block, so I'm going to head towards the house. I'm a house header, as they say. We don't want the enemy to know where we are, so we're going to stay off the cap. That guy's doing pretty... Yeah, that guy's garbage. He's trying to extort a compliment from me. I thought it was the M5 Stuart, but it wasn't. You know, M5, you lost a compliment. You got a compliment reduction. Oh, you know what? That T-67's out of the game, too. Lucky I went into the sniper mode on that. Gotta get out of here. So, oh, maybe I hit a tree and it screwed up my aim. Oh, there's a vehicle over there. I was wondering what's going on. He did not fire at me, though. But I did set him on fire. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. This score is 11 to 10. They are at our base. AMX-40 is a slow tank, so we don't have to worry about him. You know, you just outrun him, go after his allies. Maybe we do have to worry. Missed a shot. Got a little coughing issue going on here. Okay, my allies are not in a position to snipe. I had to take a little break. I've got an issue with my throat. Hoping it will be better soon. If I got a blind fire snipe that cap, that's what I'm going to do. On. Yeah, this does not have good aim, just so you know. In case you were curious. Me and the hats. Hey, they spotted me. M4A1. Hey. $1,700 damage. My throat is still bothering me. Just want to check disk space because it's got to be low. Nope. It's amazingly super high. Just like me. If anybody wants to platoon, send me a platoon request. I apologize if I don't accept it. It's not because I don't want to platoon. It's because sometimes I get confused and I close the window and you can't really reopen it and I don't know who the person is. Sometimes I close it by mistake and I think, oh, I should not have done that, you know. Or send me a friend request. That'll make it a little bit easier too. Could do the KV-1. Man, so many plastic bottles in the world. This vehicle is the KV-1. This is a Russian Tier 5 heavy tank. The map is Murovanka. I have a pretty good strategy on this map. Run and hide. That's how you sum it up. It is a Tier 5 and a Tier 7 game. Good for the extra hit points and EXP. That's extent of the goodness. Like, I could go kill that Type 64. You know, I'm a nice guy. I don't want to. Yeah, it's a left H, so that means I gotta run. But just keep shooting at me. As evident. We have a lot of vehicles on this side of the map, and it looks like the enemy has more on the other side. So we should be pushing over here. You know, if we play campy over here, we're going to lose. And now I can't push. I'm too low on hit points. So now I have to camp. I'm going to go to the other side. I really have no choice. Tog hit me with a APCR round. Which is weird because the Tog already has good penetration. It would be nice if this aimed faster. It's too bad. My throat is hurting, so. I did have coronavirus. It wasn't as bad as people. It's not like your life is going to end. If it was mild, it barely inconvenienced. just want to keep these guys spotted, make it difficult for them to advance. Yeah, there my team goes. And they're already at the base. Oh, that's too bad. Churchill doesn't have. Oh, he does have a crew. This, I think, has a crew. So again, my throat is bothering me a little bit. I'm just gonna, if I talk too much, I'll start coughing. Yeah, they didn't. Wow. Let's see how long it takes before my allies advance. Oh, there's no SPG. I like the gun on this. I don't know if it's the penetration, the damage, or what, but so far so good. My throat is really getting bad. It's really burning. Had my hand off the key. I'm gonna quit streaming after this. All those tanks can't kill off